Schenck versus the United States. Argued on January 8 through January 10, 1919, decided on March 3, 1919. Schenck versus the United States is a U.S. Supreme Court case concerning the enforcement of the Espionage Act of 1917 during the First World War. What is espionage? Espionage Act prohibited many forms of speech, including any disloyal, profane, or abusive language about the form of government of the United States. Some argue that the Espionage Act is violating the First Amendment, freedom of speech. In my opinion, the Espionage Act is there to prevent people from being able to yell fire in a crowded room when there is no fire. Schenck versus the United States is a court case between Charles T. Schenck against the United States Supreme Court. Schenck was charged with distributing negative flyers to draftees of World War I. The court decided that the words on the flyers created a clear and present danger that Congress may constitutionally prohibit. Schenck's flyers preached to draftees that the draft of World War I was involuntary servitude, also known as the 13th Amendment, that is outlawing slavery. Schenck said that the war itself was motivated by capitalistic greed and urged draftees to petition for repeal of the draft. While Schenck felt that the 13th Amendment was violated, the U.S. government felt that he was violating the First Amendment, so the case went to the Supreme Court. When the case reached the Supreme Court, Schenck was found guilty of all charges. I agree with the Supreme Court's ruling. Schenck violated the Espionage Act and deserved to face the consequences. Also, the draft has its purpose. If the military is in need of people to defend their country, it should be seen as an honor and not an act of slavery. Yes, freedom of speech is important, but there is a correct way and an incorrect way to speak your opinion. An easy way to remember the significance of the case is the S in Schenck is associated with the S in speech, which involves the Espionage Act. Quiz time. What year did the case take place in? 1919. What is espionage? It is protection from harmful speech that will avoid dangerous situations. What is the verdict? Schenck was found to be guilty on all charges. What two amendments were involved in the case? The First Amendment and the 13th Amendment.